Welcome to the next module. Let's discuss question number 11. In question number 11, we have given two independent events A and B such that PA is 0.3, PB is 0.6, right? We have to find out PA and B. PA and B means we have to find out PA intersection B. We are already given that A and B are independent. So we know that it's PA into PB. So that is 0.3 into 0.6, which is 0.18. Right? So that is PA intersection B. Next we have PA and not B. That is PA and means intersection, not B means B dash. Remember, as we've done in class 11, PA intersection B dash can also be written as PA minus PA intersection B. So that is PA, which is 0.3 minus 0.18, which is 0.12. Right? Next we have P, A or B, that is A union B. And what is that equal to? That is equal to PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. So that is 0.3 plus 0.6 minus 0.18. So we have 0.9 minus 0.18, and how much is that? That is 0.72. Simple. Then we have P neither A nor B, right? P neither A nor B means if you imagine a Venn diagram, right? Venn diagram in this way. This is A and B. Means out of A and B, nothing is there. So means it includes the universal set only. Okay. So what does this represent? This represents A union B dash, right? So we already know what is A union B. A union B is 0.72. So A union B dash is 1 minus P A union B. So we have 1 minus 0.72, which is 72. That's 8 and 2. So that's 0.28. 0.28. Is that clear? In question number 12, a die is tossed thrice. Find the probability of getting an odd number at least once. So getting an odd number at least once means either you get it on the first dice, or you get it in both the dice, or you get it on the 3 dice. So it can be simply written as a complementary event, that is 1 minus probability of getting an even number in all the 3 dice, right? So it can be 1 minus, you have to fill up 3 spaces here, right? Because we are talking about 3 dice. Now what is the probability of getting an even number on the first dice? It's 1 by 2, that is 3 by 6. Or on the second dice, it's again 3 by 6, and on the third dice, it's again 3 by 6. So if I multiply the 3, I get what? 1 by 8. So 1 minus 1 by 8 gives me 7 by 8. And that's the easiest way to do this particular question. So our answer comes out to be 7 by 8. With this, let's move on to question number 13. In question number 13, we are having 2 balls are drawn at random with replacement from a box containing 10 black and 8 red balls. Find the probability that both balls are red. Now both are red, right? Now this is a replacement case, means once taken out, it is kept back again, right? So both are red. So what is the probability that the first ball is red, right? So total red balls are 8 out of how many? 18 red balls, right? Now since it's kept back, so again second ball, 8 balls are still there, 8 red balls, and total number is also 18. So it's 8 upon 18 upon 8 upon 18. So this can be written as 2 4s are 2 9s are 2 4s are 2 9s are. So that's 16 upon 81 as the favorable as your answer. First ball is black and second is red, right? First is black and second is red. So you have to find out its probability. right? Now if the first ball is black, how many black balls are there? 10 out of how many? 18. And since the balls are kept back again, so there remains 8 red balls and out of total 18, right? So this can be again written as 4 and this is 9. This is 2 5s are, this is 2 9s are. So this becomes 20 upon 81, right? Then we have one of them is black and other is red. So it can be two ways, that the probability that the first one is black, the second one is red, right? Or that is plus, first one is red and second one is black. So what is the probability of getting a black ball? That's 10 upon 18 into 8 upon 18 plus first red ball, that is 8 upon 18 plus 10 upon 18. So how much is that? That is 5 upon 9 into 4 upon 9 plus 4 upon 9 plus 5 upon 9 multiplied. This is multiplication. So this is 20 upon 81 plus 20 upon 81. So that becomes 40 upon 81 as the favorable outcome. Hello students, welcome to the next module. We'll start with question number 14 today. Probability of solving a specific problem independently by A and B are, so we have PA as 1 by 2, right? And PB as 1 by 3. Since they are solving it independently, right? So we already know the condition for independent events. If both try to solve the problem independently, find the probability that the problem is solved, right? So we have to find the probability that the problem is solved. Now if the problem is solved, we have to find out the probability of P A union B, right? That is either both of them solve it, or it is like either of the two solve it. So it is PA union B, which can be found out as PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. Because we are talking about independent events, we can find out PA intersection B, which is PA into PB. That is 1 by 2 into 1 by 3, which becomes 1 by 6. Now PA union B, that's 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 6. So let's find this out. This becomes 5 by 6. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 becomes 5 by 6 minus 1 by 6. So that is 4 by 6 or 2 by 3, right? The second thing is exactly one of them solves the problem. Exactly one of them solves the problem means either we have A solves it and B does not, right? Or it can be A does not solve it and B solves it, right? So we have to find out this combined probability. Okay, so probability that A solves the problem and B does not solve it. So we have PA dash, right? Sorry, PA. PA is 1 by 2 into what is PB dash? That is B does not solve the problem, which is 1 minus 1 by 3, which is 2 by 3. Or that is plus A dash. A dash is again half. 1 minus half is half. And PB is 1 by 3, right? So this becomes 2 by 6 plus 1 by 6, which is 3 by 6 or 1 by 2. This is how we are going to solve this particular question. Question number 15 is for practice, which you can do it by yourself. We move on to question number 16. In a hostel, 60% of the students read Hindi newspaper, 40% read English, and 20% read both Hindi and English newspaper. A student is selected. Find the probability that she reads neither Hindi nor English newspaper. Okay, so in question number 16, we have in a hostel, 60%